Get recording on. Okay, so hi everyone. Welcome to Regeneration Iteration. The meeting today is with our very own Fredrick Onyango, who has since graduated college and is moving on to newer and better things. And 2026 is going to be an awesome year for Fredrick. So really excited to do this follow-up interview. And let's jump right in. Fredrick, do you want to kind of like catch us up? Because we interviewed you early last year, and now a lot has happened in that time. Can you catch us up on what's been going on in your life? And then we'll jump into the interview.
Oh, great. Very interesting. From the last time we had interview, there are so many improvements that we've achieved in that now after the graduation, we have the capability to partner with other organizations in a freely and more organized way. And after we met, we've also managed to conquer the schools and expanded our territory. So now we are working also with an orphanage that is in Kisii called the Esther and Children Orphanage. So those are kind of the advancement that we've made, and also we've increased our board of management, and also we've improved on documentation of all the stuff that we are doing. Yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome. You have a little bit more time, so feel free to go into any of those that you want to and tell us a little bit more information about it, from the orphanage to your different processes to like you just said a whole bunch of really good stuff on there. So feel free to expand on the things that you're really excited about.
Yeah, great. Actually, in the orphanage in Kisii, we are planning to set a small kitchen garden, and the kitchen garden will be there one for training the orphans that are there, because you find the orphanage is houses from grade one pupils to university level. So during holidays, they will be having humble time to gather in the kitchen garden that we are planning to set there, and learn more about regenerative farming and also the regenerative gardening. So there, the land you find is very small. And we are going to design it in a way that we are going to use even the plastics, such that we are going to have soil, then raise it somewhere, and do plantations of many varieties of vegetables as well as fruits. So the first thing that we did in the orphanage was to carry out a soil test. Soil test was going to help us identify the specific vegetable and crop that we are going to plant in the area, because you see that this is dealing with the life of children, and we must take good care of them. So we went ahead and I used the soil pH tester, and it took us 1 week to come up with the result. And there were three different portions of land, and they had three different results based on the activities that were carried in the three different parts of land, though they were small. You find there's one that was very virgin, that had never been dug before, and they used to add ash, organic wastes from the kitchen, and you find that the pH of it was acidic, but not that much strong acidic. It was almost alkaline because of the ash that was added to it. And the other one was strongly acidic. The other two, they were strongly acidic because we find that they had applied some fertilizers, and being it a red volcanic soil, and the pH was at 5.5. That is a very strong acidic. And now we went ahead and identified the correct vegetables that you can grow there, and you came up with 11 of good of them. So now this Friday, the part of Greensphere Garden will be traveling to Kisii to begin the plantation project. And due to the partnership with our friends, we managed to get 5 trays that we are going to plant seedling in them. And also we have a shed net that we're going to cover our nursery bed with. So that's going to take a period of 2 days. So first day will be for training, second day will be for practical, and the third day, the members of Green Sphere Garden will be leaving the children's home. Some will be going back to Nairobi, and others will be going to Homa Bay, where we are planning also to set the research center for the organization. Yeah, and also, these have given us ample time to partner with the other organizations, like I was saying, the other side, like we are trying to partner with Carlo, that is Kenya Livestock and Agriculture Research Center. So we are trying to partner with them, and we are sure that they are going to play a very key role in Green Sphere Garden, strengthening, helping us in training, and also with the current scientific researches and skills that are implied in gardening, and also to help us with the correct types of vegetables, crops that we can grow in a specific season. And also we are partnering with Kenya World Bamboo, that is going to be very great, and will also venture into many activities that they will prioritize us to do as well. And also with the new schools that we have acquired, you find that as we expand, we get new ideas depending on the environment, because mostly we rely on the informations that are available within the environment. So first we understand the nature of that environment first, is when we go ahead. So also we've learned many as we interact with many people from different environments, as we expand from one place to another. Yeah.
That's really cool. That was a big update. So David just walked in here, and David, there's a quick update for that. Frederick's getting ready to start working within an orphanage to start doing a small garden there and to start teaching more about this. Frederick, I just got a quick question about this. So you said that you found the pH level of the soil, the current pH level is very acidic. It's like it's in the fives, right? If you then found plants that can grow in that, but you're also adding ash as well to decrease the alkaline. Is the idea then to help improve the soil health season over season, or just to sort of work with what you got and show others how you can like sort of start in the worst soil ever and sort of give them that stepping stone, or is it a combination of both?
Yeah, very great. Actually, that one is going to be explained seasonally. You find that once after the soil pH have been tested and you've grown different varieties of vegetables, then the vegetables will alter the pH of the soil, depend on the topography of the area. And in simple terms, let's say, for example, if you plant the leguminous plants, like the nitrogen fixing, the bacteria, so they will help in nitrogen fixation and they will improve the soil health. But there are some that are not nitrogen fixing. So what they will do is to take the nutrients that are already there in the soil, and you find that that is going to affect the soil pH, and it will require you to take another test after one season. Once you are done with the, let's say, the seasonal plantation, then you carry out another test. It's highly required to do soil test after every season, because the soil pH is going to be affected from one season to another. And one key factor can be leaching, where the nutrients can leach down and leaving the soil to be infertile. And you're assuming that the soil pH remains the same, will give you an inaccurate result. And you'll end up at the end of the day getting a poor yield because of the assumption made. So it's highly encouraged to do continuous soil testing, because it keeps on changing depending on the climate, depending on the waste products that are being emitted to the nearby area, and also with the environmental factors. Yeah.
That's really cool. Okay, so continuous testing. What else are you doing besides pH? Are you doing anything else to improve the soil life or to improve the soil health of that area? What other practices are you going to be adopting here?
Oh, great. So we are doing actually let us now base it in the orphanage, because there's the first place there we did the soil pH testing. So the thing is, after we've done the soil test, now we try understanding the microorganisms, the small living things that are there in the soil, and we try to check if they're adding value, if the one that are adding value. And if they are adding value, we go organic and continue encouraging organic gardening. And you find that if they are not there, the microorganisms that improve the aeration and also the activities in the soil, you find that we come up with another alternative that what can we do to ensure that we increase the aeration, we increase the productivity of a given land. So what we can do is having organic manure. So we prepare a compost. Yeah, that's what we're going to do this Friday when we visit the children's home. So we prepare compost. And once this compost is ready, then we apply it to the kitchen garden that has been prepared. So once it is prepared there, then it's allowed to stay there for some time because you can't spread or you can't put compost in the soil and begin operating on it immediately. So we give it some time after which we begin the operation. Or we use lime. So lime is very good because it's going to prevent leaching of nutrients, the little nutrients that are there. So we add a layer of lime in the well-prepared area to help in water retention and also to conserve the soil to prevent it from being eroded and taken away by the different agents of soil erosions. So those are the steps that we do take to ensure that the productivity and the nutrients that are existing there in the soil, they're kept and they're properly utilized.
So the lime and the calcium carbonate, along with the lime, as well as the ash that you're adding as well, are both to try to help remedy the pH, right, and get more to like an alkaline
Yes.
level as well.
Yeah.
And then the manure, you're going to try to increase the bioavailability through adding manure as well. So you're really kind of look at this in a multiple stages. Um, what about like cover crops or any of those kind of things? Is there anything else in the whole permacultural world that you're kind of leveraging or want to use tools within that? Or is it right now you're just trying to roll out one or two different practices at a time and so like slowly roll it out?
Yeah, actually about cover cropping is we are inventing that and we are interested in making a fence using the sweet potato vines. And you find that if you use the vines with the sweet potato vines, they will help in holding the soil and also preventing the soil erosion. And also alongside the sweet potato vines, we'll be using the pumpkin leaves. So those are among the vegetables that I told that we've already bought for the orphanage. So we included the sweet potato vines, and the sweet potato vines will be the boundary after making a small, shallow hole along the side. Then we put along of it the sweet potato vines and also follow it with the pumpkin leaves. So they will help in playing a key role in holding the water and ensuring that the nutrients that we have in that land is kept. And also, being that the land is it's slight, like the topography is slanting, is not flat. So we are also going to use on the lower part, we are going to use the napier grass. So we are going to plant napier grass on the downer part
Say that again
to
slower, please. What kind of grass?
napier
Napier
grass.
grass. Go ahead.
Yeah, napier grass. So we're going to plant napier on the downer part and also with bananas. So with napier with bananas. Yeah.
That's very cool. Tell me about the fence that you're using. You said you're actually using biological material to make the fence. And that, what did you say you're using for the fence? What was the material?
For the fence, we say that the pumpkin leaves and also the sweet potato vines.
Sweet potato vines. So the sweet potato vines to help build the fence. So you're letting the sweet potato vines dry out in a semi-straight structure and then putting that in the ground. Is that how we're doing this?
Yes, yes.
And you said the sweet potato vines and the vines themselves will release some kind of bioavailability over time as well, right? But it also
Yeah.
helps keep the soil stable. How did we come across this? Is this something that was already a natural practice, or are you guys trialing this, or where did you come up with this?
Actually, these are natural and these are what we've tried for quite some time. and it has worked in many places. Like there's one in Homa Bay where we're trying to have the research center, and the one of the places Felix. So this idea we borrowed from him, and we're trying to do it in the Kisii area where we have the orphanage.
That's really cool. That's really cool. Since you have so many moving parts all over the place and they're all kind of doing their own things, are you guys setting this up as like a white paper? Is this something that you're gonna start like part of your content, sort of like let everyone up to date over time on while you're trying new things? Just the reason I ask, I'm sure there's probably other people in the area that could really benefit from some of the tests that you're doing, right? And to learn from this.
Yeah, actually, as time goes by, you remember that we are still developing on the website of the organization. So now currently we are venturing into more paperwork and community engagement because at the end of the day, the main aim of Green Spear Garden is impacting the community. So we try engage them physically, and after that we do paperwork. So this paperwork we can go with some samples, then we leave them with others so that they can distribute to other local community to reach as many people as possible. So that's what has been helping us for quite some time, and that's what has made us to have many people in our organization.
That's really cool. That's really cool. Let's jump into the questions. So the first one's around personal evolution. You've grown since the last time we spoke, not just as a program, but as a leader as well. What do you feel personally has shifted most in your perspective and your approach?
Sorry, I didn't hear you. May come up kindly.
Yeah, let me repeat this one more time. Since we've chatted last, you've grown in a lot of ways. You're doing a lot of stuff and a lot of like you have a lot of momentum right now. But personally, yourself as a leader, what has shifted with inside of you as far as your perspective and your approach on how you view these your impact work?
Yeah, very, very great. So many things have shifted. And what I can say, one is delegation of duty and also approach to different communities. So you find that mostly I'm the one who was doing more of the work as because we find it was new concept. But this time I find it easier because many people understand what you're doing. So the vice chair understand, the treasurer, the secretary, the members. So I can send them to different places and they deliver very nice content that is very impactful. That at the end of the day, we get the call of the organization, then we are told that we are ready to work. So what are the next steps that we can take for us to register and now begin working with the Green Sphere Garden? And also in community engagement, we've allowed the community. So most of them, the practices, we are the one who are doing. And now this time around, we've shifted to encouraging the community to participate, even after we have given them some simple idea to participate in also idea generation and also empowerment. Yeah.
So I mean, what you just described there, it sounds like you've transitioned from just a visionary holding that initial light to now really like you're activating other community members, and that's really beautiful. So good on you. Congratulations on that. Um, Next question I have here. When you describe Green Spear Gardens now, what is emerging as the deeper purpose behind the work that people don't always see?
Oh, mostly you find that the people know that the Green Spear Garden is just about tree planting, fruit trees, and also about vegetable work. But the deeper hidden meaning of Green Sphere Garden is restoration. And in that, helping to give rise the community that was abandoned. And it's trying to say that with even limited resources, we can be in a position to bring a change, to bring an impact in the society that will leave a mark, that will restore what most people, what majority of people thought could not happen. So basically, that's the deepest meaning of Green Sphere Garden, restore what many people neglected, to something that can happen and something that can bring a very big change in the society.
That's
Yeah.
beautiful. Thank you. Thank you. Over the last 3 years, what milestones or community moments changed the trajectory of the project the most?
The milestones over the 3 years. The first one is about the financial constraint, and it has dragged most of the operations of the organization backward. And we are trying to see the possible ways on which you can do away with it so that the organization can be very stable and to delegate its duties to a lot of problems. And another one you can say is a constant climate change. And the constant climate change has brought about inadequate water supply. And let's say, for example, we've set a nursery for propagates and there's no enough water. You see, propagation require a lot of water, and it requires consistent watering of the plants. And you find that if there is insufficient water, then they will dry up. And if they dry up, they won't shoot. So at the end of the day, we invest in zero work. So also climate change has degraded us down and has affected us basically in water supply. I also find that there are some hostile communities and hostile people. So you see, trying to engage them is very, very difficult because you bring them to one point, they resist. Yeah, so that will also be a
Is
milestone.
that because of ignorance or is that because of competing resources and like not enough resources to go around? Why do you think at a root level are you getting some of the pushback from those around you?
It's basically more about the financial constraints.
Okay.
That's why we find there are a lot of fights and there are a lot of challenges.
Okay.
Yeah.
Um, well, let me hit that head on. How do you work around that? Or how do you work through that?
Actually, currently, how we're working through it is through partnership. We're trying to do a long-term partnership that will help us to delegate our duties correctly, and also to try setting some fundraising through the account of the organization. You see, if we do fundraising, then we'll be in a position to be stable and to expand and meet many people as possible. Though currently we are just relying on just contribution from the organization, where we say that today we are going to contribute this kind of amount of money, and we'll use it in buying of seeds and for transportation to one school, and also for food and accommodation and so on and so forth. So currently we rely on the contribution that we do among ourselves. But what can eradicate that is long-term partnership and yeah, and a lot of donations that will help us to be stable and also to reach all the parts of Kenya as we had planned early 2025. Yeah.
Okay, so you just said a whole bunch there. So there's two things though I wanted to sort of dive into a little bit more. I'm going to go into the latter one first. You said long-term partnerships. Is this local partnerships with other ecosystems to ensure you're collaborating across local resources, or is this partnerships outside of even the bioregion?
Yeah, currently we are trying to get a partnership that is outside the boundary that can be very perennial, that can run for a long period of time. And also the partnership with the likes of Carlo that I was saying. Also, basically we wrote for them three things. One was about training. Another one was about current research on regenerative farming, analyzing the current climate situation. So those are the three main agenda that we wrote in terms of partnership with the Carlo. that is very strong government organization here in Kenya. But now, if we can get even local and international partnership, then all of them can highly work and can make the vision and missions for Greensphere Garden a success. Yeah.
So it's not just about financial capital as well. It's about mentorship and helping to interpret the data so you make more thoughtful next steps, right? So really mentorship and collaboration to ensure that operationally you're making the best decisions, right? That's what I hear. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's very correct.
That's awesome. That's awesome. When we talk about funding and we talk about partnerships for like funding, can you fund within the bioregion, or is that just too limiting and you have to fundraise outside of the bioregion?
So now that one will depend. So if the local will be limited, then we'll be required to go outside the boundary, because actually we have very good plans for this year, as well intended to have the research center, the headquarter for Greensphere Garden for training. So it will just force us to go beyond the boundaries for us to ensure that we meet our dream and mission for the year 2026 as early as now.
Thank you. Thank you. Um, you're currently working with an orphanage and Kisumu County. What are you learning about teaching garden skills in an environment where stability and resources can change from week to week?
Very nice. Thank you for bringing that idea. Actually, it's in Kisii, not Kisumu,
Oh,
and
sorry.
is it's called the Vincent and Esther Children's Home that has been working for long period of time, and many people have benefited from the area. So there is one perspective that we were trying to bring out clear, that even with limited resources or limited funds, we can break the barriers and do big projects in places that people didn't expect, like an orphanage. So, like you say, in orphanage, people must eat daily, on a daily basis. And mostly the children there, they rely on donations and well wishes. So that's why we try to set the kitchen garden there to ensure that all the children there, they get fast food that will sustain them, or let's say during the weekends when they are off the school, and during holidays. And also, the thing that's why we are training them there is to equip them with knowledge and skills beyond the school understanding, beyond that knowledge of school. So that, let's say, one of the fine days they are out of school, they can be in a position to begin from something after they have acquired the knowledge. So they have a small thing as they wait to further their studies for other job opportunities. Then they can do some small gardening with the basic skills that they learn from the experience that we will give them to set them go, and also to empower other young people out there. And also that one said that we don't have any boundary in our working, so we accommodate anyone in a green sphere garden. We don't neglect people depending on the situation or depending on the states they are in. Yeah.
That's beautiful. When your garden at the orphanage is out of its sort of baby steps and it's fully matured, what percent of food do you hope to offset that the orphanage would consume at a given month or year? Like how much will this garden feed the children?
Oh, good. Actually, the garden, we are trying to do that partnership for 3 years and see if it works. And for the first, we are beginning with the seasonal vegetables. And the seasonal vegetables, currently, we are in the stage two. The stage one was about soil testing and analyzing the soil, understanding its nature very well. And now the second stage is in vegetable plantation in the nursery. So that will take a period of 1 month for them to be transplanted. Then after that, it will take them also 1.5 months for them to begin feeding on them, or if it can even take more than that. So Now this one will depend on the kind of vegetable. There's some that mature or ripens faster. So the first that mature faster, then they will feed on them earlier, as compared to the ones that take a long period of time. Though all of them are seasonal. So once one season is done, we'll venture into another season like that, and see what is the best. And we also will be carrying soil test after each and every season to understand the soil better. And we'll also be applying lime to ensure that the soil is well kept in a good condition. Yeah.
So still to come back to it, let's say like phase 6 or phase 7, like we're in this after your 3 years. Let's just say if 3 years goes swimmingly and everything looks good and everything is producing well, when the garden is mature, how much food do you expect? What percent of food do you expect to offset from what the orphanage would normally consume?
Oh, good. The percentage I expect that the orphanage can consume is of 60%.
Over 60%.
And
Wow.
that is above expectation. So it's about 60%, because
Wow.
the reason why I'm saying is 60% is because we've taken our time to analyze and understand the soil very well. So we are not doing guesswork. So we are planting what we know and what we understand better. So that's why the percentage is going to be very high.
That's awesome. Congratulations. How big is the garden space, if you don't mind me asking?
The space itself is half an acre, but the half an acre is subdivided into three. It's subdivided into three. That's why you find that we add three different results. So we took
Where you have
now,
like your seasonal, your long term, and then
yeah, yeah,
right. Okay.
yeah.
Go ahead, please.
So you see that it's subdivided into three, and when you are doing a soil testing, you must take at least four samples from each and every portion, like 10 to 12 inches, or you go deep 12 to 10 to 12 like that. Then
Hmm.
from each and every corner, you take almost four samples. Then these samples also, when you are now in the laboratory, you will subdivide them into two. You'll have dry and the wet. So this one will also help you in finding the correct result. So this wet one will have the microorganisms, and the other one will be very dry without the microorganisms. So this one is going to help you analyze the correct and exact soil pH. And this one is also going to tell you the biodegradation or the bioactivities that are carrying out or that are occurring inside the soil. Then after, let's say 1 week, then you'll have the correct result from the entire piece of land. Yeah.
A well on site?
Sorry?
Do you have a well on site?
Yes, of course.
There is a well. Okay, so there's enough water available for the
Yes,
garden
yes.
once it reaches
There
maturity. So,
is. There is.
oh, that's brilliant. That's brilliant. All right. Okay, working season to season because of funding constraints and demand constraints, adaptions. What has taught, what has that, excuse me, this is a weird one. Working season to season because of funding constraints and demand constraint adaptions. What has the adaptions taught you about building resilience in your solution?
Yeah, actually, our working season to season has made us not to progress very well, not bad to say. Because let's say, for example, this season you don't have even a single fund. You don't have anything in your account. So you find that you'll stop, and you find that some other schools will lack patience in you. They'll say that, oh, you say that you're supposed to do one, two, three in our school, and we've not seen you. And also you find some will lose trust in you. And so what we try to do is to continue fighting. So despite all these challenges, we fight, and we be readily available in the field, and defend ourselves accordingly. So with seasonal problems, so you find that we have grown to many places. and we can't, let's say, we can't be in a position to treat them better. So we can say that this season we can select around 5 to 6 schools that will actively participate in. And now the others, we tell them to do what is known as a continuous harvest. Let's say, for example, we have the indigenous and organic vegetables. So they produce seeds. So we preserve these seeds in some schools, and the seeds are the one that we use for the next season in case of plantation. So that's what we do in some school, but in others we have to research, look for certified seeds, and plant them. So we select around 5 to 6 that you can properly manage and work with them correctly. And these 5 to 6 are basically they are the new schools that we've acquired because we like to expand our knowledge, train them, and tell them more of what we are doing. Yeah.
Are there any ancient crops or any local indigenous crops that you're bringing back that you're really excited about?
Good. So we have so many, like the black shed. So we do harvest its seeds and preserve for the next season. Yeah, but you find that like we tried for George. There's a school where we did George type of cow 3 years ago, and we're still waiting for the seed. So I don't know if it will give the George type of cow. George, yeah, is very is it has leaves like that of cabbage that
Oh,
grows.
wow.
But yes, it's called the
You've
George
been
type
waiting
of
three
cow.
years for these seeds. Oh my
Yeah,
goodness.
we're waiting it to flower, so we are not seeing flower. So that one is also going to be our good specimen there for research. So we are preserving it mostly for the seeds. We are waiting for the seeds
Waiting for the
for it to
flower. You're
give out
waiting
the
for it to
seed.
flower. That's amazing.
Yeah. So what to do is to continue adding organic manure on its roots and regular watering so that it continue growing because at the end of the day we expect seed from it. So we'll be patient with it for many years uh, as we leave it to give us the seeds. And also we have the maize, the yellow maize. So we
Oh, you're
use
growing yellow maize
we
too. Oh, wonderful.
yeah we preserve its seeds for the next generation.
Oh, that's very cool. That's so exciting. Um, Beyond money, we're into collaboration and resource pooling now. Beyond money, what forms of shared capacity, tools, local knowledge, volunteers are emerging, and what would a stronger resource pool model look like for what you're trying to do?
Yeah, other than money, actually, what emerges is one is voluntarily from the kids we're teaching and also from the farmers that we are teaching. You find that they come in their large numbers. Let's say, for example, today we are going to prepare the land. So they come in their large numbers. Then we do the work together, preparing the land.
You said large numbers. How many people are we talking about?
Like, let's say, for example, in a school, and we select one class. Like say, let's say today we are dealing with grade six. So grade six, they will come with the farm tools, and the strong boys and girls there will use them in preparing the land. And let's say after that, grade six are in the farm, and the other grade, let's say grade four, they're doing watering in the nursery. You say how it's working, and also with the farmers. Let's say, for example, we are training almost 30 farmers, and we say that
Wow.
those who can volunteer to come and help us do this in the farm. So you find at least 10, 9 will volunteer and you'll come. And at the end of the day, you will get good support. And also we've gotten uh, tools from people. So people have given us tools like the pruning shears and garden trowels. So we got them from people, and we are currently honing them for Greensphere Garden. Yeah.
How are the kids responding to all of this? Is it favorable? Do they get it yet, or are they excited? How do
Yeah,
you feel
actually,
overall about the energy of the kids in this?
The energy of the kids is encouraging and very motivating, as you find that they are very, very happy because you find some ideas are new and are not in their school syllabus. So the kind of rapport, the kind of welcoming that they give to this new idea you find is very, 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 very high. And some you find them learning theoretically, and no one have ever taken them through the practical aspect of it. So you find that they come in large numbers, and we work together as a team. And most of them, at the end of the day, the children are the one who will benefit from them. Let's say, for example, we are raising the propagates. Once they shoot and we transplant them in bags, then they will take some to their homes and plant. And same to vegetables. The vegetables, they'll take some with them home. So they participate actively because they are the active beneficiaries. Yeah.
That's really cool. That's awesome. It's so cool because like in your case, you're just creating a beautiful scenario, which it seems like everyone's being attracted to it like organically, which is just wonderful. So congratulations on that. Um, you're exploring partnerships with several groups and several organizations that are out there. What type of support or research assets would be most transformative that you may not have access to today?
Yeah, actually, the main are the three that I said to you earlier that we wrote to the Carlo. And basically, we need to understand the climate because the climate keeps on changing. So the first key thing that we're interested in is understanding the climate because when you understand the climate, let's say, for example, you can do a pH test of a soil. You have the correct vegetables, but you have not understood very well the climate. So at the end of the day, you'll fail. So the climate will tell us the kind of crops that we are supposed to grow because we find that it keeps on changing because of the effect, the affection of the ozone layer. So the climate change, the climate of different places continue to change. As the other day when the climate, the Kenya Meteorological Department was analyzing the climate condition of Kenya, and you find that the nomadic areas, the places where they carry out nomadic pastoralism, you find that they are going to experience a lot of drought for for some period of time, while the productive areas will continue to receive heavy rainfall. So they expect heavy rainfall. So that when we tell you that this one I can do it very well
Yeah.
in this kind of given area. So understanding climate, that is one. And another two, the two thing is to help us in doing research. Let's say for example, the new skills in the regenerative space. So we need to understand the new research, new techniques that we need to use that will be very welcoming to the learners. Because if you come up with the old technique that everyone is well conversant with, then at the end of the day, you are going to be irrelevant. And also with the training. So we would like them to give a space where we can train with them and they train with us so that we partner and also understand so many activities that are not covered in Green Sphere Garden.
Very cool. Very cool. Um, Tell us about 2026 and the Homa Bay Research Center. What role do you want it to play in the region, and what is needed to make this happen and make this tangible?
Yeah, for the 2026, we have a dream of setting the headquarter for Green Sphere Garden in Homa Bay. So there will be now the backbone for the organization. And currently, we can say that we are doing well because we have the writings. We've also done survey and we've also done the reconnaissance of the area. So the thing is about finance. So we are not able to acquire the land itself.
Hmm.
Yeah, we intend to get 4 acres of land. So the reason why we chose Homa Bay is because it's safe and secure, and also it's very far away from pollution, as you find that is far away from many industries. So you find that the climate is very, very conducive for farming. So the thing is that we are not in a position currently to acquire the 4 acre of land, fenced it, sink borehole, and also build a simple structure that represent the headquarter for Green Sphere Garden. Yeah, so that's the plan. So the plan is to ensure that we acquire the Green Sphere Garden land, fenced it, and build a small structure there where people can come for training, can come from volunteer activities, and different schools can come and get further understanding of Green Sphere Garden,
When
and also forming partnership with other organizations that are around Homa Bay.
when you build this research center up, how will it fund itself? Will it have enough mechanisms that it'll be sustainable itself, or will you continue to have to fundraise once you have this built?
Good, very, very nice. So, uh, once we set the research center, and our aim is to ensure that the research center is very stable and the research center can generate a lot of income and also to be very, very independent. So this will be achieved in simple way. So 1 acre, 1 acre will dedicate it for mostly demonstration, simple agriculture, simple understanding, and for training sites, for headquarter. But the 3 acre will actively venture into serious income generating vegetables and crops that we will sell. And we'll ensure that the organization is very stable. And at sometimes when we'll be organizing seminars, so there are some fees that will be charged for the training. So this one will also be a source of income to the organization. So if you combine those activities through partnership, through venturing into our own agriculture, so we'll be able to be independent and to run the organization without depending on other external sources.
That's really cool. That's really cool. How are you going to prototype that? How are you going to get those out there? Because let's be honest, a lot of times these endeavors, when we try to do six different things at once, because we know that's the end result, that gives us the best outcome. How do
Yeah.
we scale that? And how do you prioritize that when you phase that out?
So how I prioritize it is that this is a dream that I've been coming by. So we know that it's going to happen. And if we are in a position to get the amount for purchasing the land that we require, then all shall be well. Because also you find that land in Homa Bay is not very expensive. So
Okay.
once we are in a position to acquire the land itself and begin simple construction, then all shall be very, very more than even possible. Yeah.
So your biggest bottleneck is just getting the land. Once you have the land,
Yes.
you already have attracted enough energy and
Yeah.
resources, and you think everything will really fall into place.
Yeah. Yeah. So the land is the first priority and the biggest problem.
I can't wait till we do that follow-up interview on that. That's going to be phenomenal. So when you have the research center up and going, so God willing, that'll definitely happen. Um, what's one question that I should have asked today during all of this that maybe if I was a smarter man, a little more intuitive, that I should have asked? Any other questions that are kind of bubbling up that you wish you would have had a chance to talk about?
So any other question that I can ask is about who will this all these we are doing, or who will all the operations of Green Sphere Garden empower at the end of the day. So yeah, so you find that the Green Sphere Garden, its interest is empowering the community and ensuring that all that were not believed to be possible can be restored back to their glory. Yeah.
I love it. I love it. Who do you think is going to be the biggest local advocate to help you get where you need to go?
Sorry?
Who do you feel will be your biggest advocate, your biggest cheerleader, all right, and your biggest supporter locally that will help you achieve your goal?
So locally, who will help us achieve our goal is First is from self-motivation. And
It's good.
also
You
the
have to be
second
able to hold
is,
the space, right?
yeah. And also from the information in the local community and the residents around there. So we'll rely on their information, and also we will be motivated as the organization at large. Yeah.
I love it. I love it. All right, guys. That concludes our interview today. Frederick, you've been a great sport. I really, really appreciated all of this. And I'd like to open the floor up. So if anyone has any questions, this is your all chances to ask questions or to comment on any of this. Before we move into that stage, let me close this up just saying, Frederick, thank you so much for coming on today. This is our second interview, and from just last year to where you are today, massive progress and massive adjustments in your vision and how you're doing what you're doing. So just congratulations. I think all of us at GRC really want to see you have just amazing success. And we can't wait. We can't wait until, 5, 10 years from now, we come back and look at all these things and look at how far you've really gone with this. So it's beautiful to see, especially I feel like because impact work can move very slow. So the amount of stuff that you've done in a short period of time, good on you. Good on you. Congratulations, sir. So that said, next week, everyone, we're going to be interviewing Michelle Smith. The following week after that, we have Isaveri, who's joined us today. And then the following week after that, I'm trying to lock in Dave Hodgins as well to have Dave come on and talk about some of the things he's been doing and where he's lit up in all this. So those of you who don't know Dave, he is the founder of GRC. And I've never met the guy until just yesterday. And I had a one-on-one with him for 30 minutes, only to realize we should have probably scheduled 2 hours. So I'm excited to see how that conversation unravels as well. But all of y'all, if you know anyone else who wants to come on or who we should interview, please let me know. I'm reaching out to as many people as I can. My time is limited though, so just let me know and I'll send you a short blurb. Introductions are best versus me cold outreach because albeit I'm a friendly looking fellow, most people will put me on ignore unless they know who I am from someone else's extension of trust. So that said, the rest of this meeting is all of yours. Thank you so much, Frederick, for coming on. If you guys please come off of mute, and if you have any questions or any comments or anything, please love to hear from all of you.
I just want to say I'm proud of Frederick and all that he's doing, and I'm grateful for all the work he's done around this for the planet and the people.
Yeah, absolutely. Frederick, you got a lot of fans here. You really, really do. Anyone else want to come off of mute? Any comments, suggestions, friendly remarks?
Yeah, thanks so much, Frederick. Appreciate the time and effort. This stuff isn't easy, so I appreciate you digging in.
I'm glad I made it. I saw the email, I saw Frederick, and I was like, I want to join and in support. I'm so glad I made it. I was a bit late, but it's good. Congratulations for all you're doing, and congratulations for being in this space as well. I look forward to um, how we'll get to align together, given that we are both from Kenya. So, yeah, I'm proud of you also.
That's awesome. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Fred or Dr. Brian, any final remarks or anything? All right, everyone, we're going to wrap up today.
Well,
Oh, go
Fred,
ahead, Fred.
this is Fred. Yeah, it's really amazing. It's great that Frederick is already doing this. He's my friend. We've been talking a lot, me and him. So I really appreciate the initiative and the mighty work that he's doing in Kenya and for the planet. It's a really running point, especially collaborating with schools to give us a future direction for the generation to come, inculcating the same culture of permaculture into young children who will tomorrow become leaders in in the society. So I appreciate that collaboration with the schools and also the bamboo work. I would love to learn from the expertise in bamboos, especially the Kenyan work that Fred is already doing. This is really great. Thanks.
Thank you, Fred, so much. Dr. Brian, any final closing remarks for the group? You don't have to. I know it's very late your time. I appreciate you coming on, though. All right, everyone. We're going to close the meeting out. Fredrick, thank you so much for joining us today. I appreciate loved hearing from you. I wish the turnout was a little bit more, but that was on me. I was a little late getting the information out, so I apologize about that. All right, everyone. Have a wonderful day. We'll see you next week with Michelle Smith. Bye, everyone.